Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Mega Man 2 Randomizer Tournament 2023. Tonight, we got Arispici and matphilly from Group A. And currently, we got Arispici with 2 wins, no losses. matphilly with 1 loss to Siberian Bull 9 so far, and a couple races yet to be played. I am Casual Tom, and I'm being joined by Cousin Catnip in commentary. How you doing, Cousin Catnip?
Hey, Casual Tom, I'm doing great. Happy to be here today.
Yeah, so glad to have you.
Yeah.
We're breaking in a new commentator, so yeah, I'm still kind of getting used to it myself. But yeah, this should be should be a great match tonight because these guys are neither of them are new to the community or the randomizer. They've both been kind of in the community for years. Arispici actually took a round from me last year in the semifinals, and he's been playing really strong so far this season. So real up and comer. matphilly also no stranger. Oh, and if you notice in the top right, we got matphilly's cam in the layout too. Awesome. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I guess we're gonna check with our racers and see if they're about ready to get started. Oh, they already started. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, see where they go first. And wise choice from both. Always my first choice.
The quick man.
Yeah.
Well, why is quick man so quick? What makes the stage so quick?
The stage is quick because it's just a big vertical drop for the most part, which, you know, because of that, you're not really going to benefit from having any items that you would pick up in a boss stage. It would probably be like the least benefit from items in this stage compared to just about any other stage you could pick. So a good place to start. You know, you don't get too much of a benefit from items or even really weapons unless, you know, obviously if the boss is weak to something, it's not Buster.
And you get that E-Tank.
Yes, also, that's a good point. Free E-Tank, free life. Doesn't cost you a whole lot of time. Just about anybody will go for it. Great start. Can't really miss it. Alright, so both of them are... Yeah, even health-wise, too. I mean, if someone gets a health drop, that could... Ooh. Yeah, a bit too close for comfort there for Arispici. Got a little bit greedy. But it seemed like that enemy did a lot of damage, more than you might expect. Oh, there's his health drop. Sag. Yeah. Matt doing a great job. Still kind of low on health. When you're at 4 HP or less, you're basically on 1 hit get killed. So hopefully he has an easy time in the last screen coming up here. Yeah. Yeah, never practical to go for that health or extra life unless you have like Time Stopper or unless you're playing Burst Chaser.
Time Stopper, it always feels a little tight.
Yeah, and you never know because the Time Stopper is randomized in this hack too, so it might just last for like a second. You might have to keep applying it.
Fantastic point,
yeah. matphilly all the way to the boss, but will he be able to do it without taking damage? Will he pop the E-Tank? He picked up a life, so it's not going to cost him too much, except for a little bit of time. But we got Arispici just right on his behind. Okay, he's
very nice boss.
Yeah, he's being very easy. I think as long as he doesn't shoot anything. Oh, wait, nope, there it is. You know what? Yeah, I would say use the E-Tank because if he freezes you again, you know what? He certainly showed me he did the right thing. Save that E-Tank. Don't listen to me.
There we go.
Alright, is he gonna get, yeah, item 2. Wow, item 2 for their troubles already. Is Arispici not far behind? Alright, I bet I can guess where they might go next. Oh, really? Okay, I guessed wrong. So going for metal next with matphilly, trying to get those extra E-Tanks so he has them. He's going to have a good supply of E-Tanks after that one he picked up and didn't use against that boss. Really nice close call there, very intense. As we see Arispici actually do air, even more surprising.
That's the kind of stuff that can really make the difference too, those E-Tanks. Especially in the final levels or later in the final stages here.
Yeah, although once you get to Wily 2, you kind of get 2 free E-Tanks. So,
it's true. We can get more carefree with it for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, 4 is better than 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see because he has item 2. He could also grab that E-Tank at the end there, and it wouldn't cost him a whole lot.
I'm loving the airman graphics right now.
You know, they always say in the rando when you get a yellow sky, it means trouble. Oh, we got Shrek. Rest in peace, the guy from Smash Mouth.
Yeah, right.
Rest in power, brother. Alright, so interestingly, matphilly didn't use his item 2 yet. He's probably just going to use it for the E-Tank at the end there. But Arispici making good use of his item 2. Now I can see why he wanted to get air done earlier. Give himself a slight edge after that death he took, taking a little bit of an extra risk. As he gets good use out of that item 2, good mileage. As we see matphilly pause buffer across the large jump, doing just fine. Both guys at lower than half health as they approach their boss rooms.
Almost synced up with the bosses here. Like when I'm in the rooms.
Yeah, but Arispici, yeah, is he gonna... Oh, he's gonna test a weapon first, and then he's gonna maybe consider using the E-Tank. But he doesn't have a whole lot of weapons to test. Kinda spent,
Ooh, and a death on matphilly's side.
Oh, man. Yeah, but we're gonna have a slow fight on Arispici's side, so I mean... You know... matphilly could have a chance to catch up as long as he finds, a faster weapon to use in this crash fight when he gets there. But, alright, that's metal down with item 1!
Ooh.
Nice. For matphilly.
And why are item 1s important?
Item 1 is good for crash stage, especially for the for the elevator sections, and you can also benefit from it greatly if you're doing zipless in Heatman stage. Just past the checkpoint, you can clear a lot of that. Item 1 is very helpful in getting through it very quickly, depending on the enemy placement. And we just saw Arispici do a quick turnaround and test his buster on the walls, because the wall weaknesses are, of course, randomized in the randomizer. Could be any weapon except for, of course, Time Stopper, but always worth testing the buster there. If you have that knowledge early, you can save yourself some time trying to figure it out later that you will almost certainly, but not completely necessarily have to do by the time you get to Boo Beams, but that's a separate conversation for later on.
Well, we have to wait till we get there, yeah.
I'll try not to get too far ahead of myself. Okay.
Classic.
So, the Hothead, Chanky Maker enemies, whatever you want to call them, their weaknesses are not randomized. They'll always die in one hit from Air Shooter, or if you're playing easy mode, 5 hits from the Buster. So, no use testing weapons there, but at least it'll always be weak to the Buster, just 5 shots, or if you have Air Shooter and you have a room full of them, you can get through it faster. It looks like matphilly might be able to make it to the E-Tank. Arispici looks like, did he try to use his item 2 there? I'm not sure he did, but either way, probably the crabs could have been a hazard to deal with. Okay, this metal is Buster Soft Weak. So, for those who don't know, in this difficulty that we're playing right now, 4 of the bosses will take 4 damage just from Buster. The other 4 will take 2 damage. So, you might not be in as dire need of a weapon in a boss fight where he's Buster Soft Weak and takes only 7 shots to kill.
And matphilly picking up the time there.
Yeah, they're both pretty close with one another. With it's all 3 items for each.
Yeah, it's gonna be very exciting to see how it goes from here.
Yeah, they're both doing pretty good on E-Tanks, looks like. matphilly probably saving his item 2 for the end of the stage. Yeah, if there's were those fat fans or were those frogs? They might have been fat frogs. So if they're fat fans, item 2 will not be so much of a help.
Ooh, that's an interesting enemy to have there. The mech guys on the Bubble Man stage.
Yeah, they don't quite fit so neat and tidy.
Oh, right there, he zipped a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, just right through the platform there. I thought that wasn't allowed in this year's tournament rules.
The enemies are breaking the rules.
I'm telling an admin. Alright,
They always know what they're doing.
So, I guess the eggs were not weak to Buster? Oh no, never mind, they are. I thought some... Okay, no, it's the Mets.
Yeah, so many enemies at once here.
Alright, Arispici picking a good placement to drop the item 2. They'll have no trouble at all getting through these pink Shreks. As we watch matphilly trying to avoid the Mario 3 jellyfish.
I like how the Shreks are hunched over. Like they have a lot of personality.
Yeah, very animated. Alright, who we got in the metal room? Alright, so Arispici testing a weapon and not having any luck with this first one. Oh man, everything's dinging for Bubble Man. Yeah, it's not doing. If it only does 2 damage, switch to another weapon. Unless like it's like really easy to hit him and kill him quickly. All right, metal down for Arispici. See what we got in the bubble room.
And it is
Air.
classic.
Yeah,
And
air.
defeat Airman.
Air, not so bad when he dies in 7 hits. But sometimes
Of course,
if he's
yes.
yeah, if he's not weak to Buster though, sometimes he'll like stick to the ceiling for a while, and you'll be making all these like tall jumps to try and hit him, but not hit your head on the death spikes.
They end up in a tight situation for sure.
Oh, that's a lot of monkeys to deal with on Arispici's screen.
You wanted monkeys, they gave you monkeys. Yeah, there's the item usage there on the left side.
Yeah. Yeah, the fat fans are not going to cause him much of a problem here. He'll be able to climb quick enough.
Yeah, that is one of the more troublesome enemies to deal with in this stage.
Yeah.
For that section, at least.
You know, it can be, like, it's like, it can kind of mess you up a little bit, but there's things that are just straight up not possible if you don't have, like, time stopper, like shrimps when poorly placed.
Oh, yes. Climbing a ladder and getting knocked down.
Yeah, that's like one of the worst ones. I'm sure his other ones are probably even worse I'm not thinking of, but that immediately comes to mind. Sometimes
That one
like,
happens pretty often, yeah.
yeah, sometimes like people had to like game over if they didn't have an item there and pass seeds.
Yeah, like change their routing up. Yeah, it can really influence the game.
Yeah.
Heatman stage is always a scary stage to do, but they're not having any problem here.
Yeah, they should have all the items. I mean, there's a lot of stuff they're not going to have to deal with so much. Item 1 can be very beneficial right here. You know, depending on the enemies, you might want to use a weapon. As we see, matphilly just kind of using the Buster for now.
These enemies are kind of helpful, though, because they can help you out if you ran out of items. You can, like, just use their platforms to ride up.
Yeah, and these enemies aren't going to cause him enough trouble to really make him want to rush through it too much, although item 1 could have probably gotten him up there a little bit faster. But Arispici, health kind of low, better hope he doesn't get hit by anything on his way up into the boss room. Alright, one of those probably wouldn't kill him if it was just, you know, a shot, but yeah, it's only a matter of time at that point.
Yeah.
Not a terrible use of an E-Tank.
It's basically just, like, getting a 1-up already, or, like, redoing the life already. Saves time.
Yeah. Faster to pop the E-Tank, of course, then you always run that risk of maybe not having as many as you'd like later on. Okay, this is going to be a slow heat fight. He's going to be well advised to test his weapons out. As you can see, heat only taking 2 damage from Buster. That is not a weakness, and heat is one of the slower fights, so anytime you see him take just 2, if you have a weapon that does any more than that... He found one. Was that metal?
It looks like... Yeah, that's like Shadow Blade. Wait.
Yeah, it would have to be metal then. Alright, both of them, another stage down.
Ooh, this is very close.
Okay, yeah, fat fans and tin cans. Arispici just bustering the Joes on his screen.
When the Metal Blade doing its thing. Doing what it's
Oh yeah, with an extra life for matphilly.
Ooh,
Nice pull.
just cleaning out the stage.
Alright, 2 tin cans at the end, but he's doing pretty good on health, just damage boost right through. And yeah, let's hope he keeps that weapon equipped till he gets to the mini-boss screen coming right up. Yeah, it's good. Always, if you got any weapon, it's good to try it. Like, just about any weapon will, I find more often than not, damage these hot dog enemies. The only weapon I think doesn't is, like, air shooter, maybe? I think I've even seen that damage him sometimes. It's rare I see weapon ding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, always good to use a weapon. Just about anything, especially on, like, easy mode, like we're playing right now, we'll kill it in just about, like, 1 or 2 hits tops.
Yeah, most things go down fast anyways, yeah, so good point.
Yeah, Arispici just taking his chances with his health to the end. But, yeah, just like one more enemy to deal with on the second to last screen coming up. As the item 2's way across, will he get the extra life? Is he low enough? Ooh, just not quite. Yeah, that's a hard one to get consistently. Nice thing about placing the item 2 there is you always end up with like just 1 left at the end. So you could, depending on what's like right there, like item 2, just place one, like do a big jump over it, and not have to deal with if it's like a squirm dispenser or something. But yeah, getting a large health from the clown, as we see matphilly get another extra life. He's got 4 now.
And there's some great item usage there too. Yeah, just everything right now is just great. Just fantastic gameplay all around. And ooh, quick look for that. Oh wait, yeah, the boss went down. There we go. Just
yeah. So that's yeah, definitely another stage ahead for Arispici. Seems like he might have the lead by now. You know, you never really know for absolute certain until they have the exact stages left, no later than the Wily Castle stages. Squirms right here on Arispici.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, then for sure it's much easier to get an idea of where you're at in relation to opponents and, you know, your PB and all that.
Yeah, exactly. There's always the rolling of the dice when it comes to the walls, as you mentioned earlier.
Alright, we got
loss on matphilly's side. And
yep.
Woodman, of course.
Goes down in one cycle, hits him maybe just like once.
Nice and easy.
Okay, finally going to air stage. And Arispici with a large health drop.
Ooh, the bacon coming back for him. Back to the goblins in the sky.
Yeah, it's always good to damage boost off those little frogs, because they'll only deal 1 damage, and you can use your iframes to just walk through whatever else is ahead. There's not a whole lot of things that only do 1 damage.
Yeah, there's a lot of strats that like work really well for easy mode specifically, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you were playing like the harder difficulty, or like the normal default, like Rockman 2 difficulty, you might have some game overs, because you might be wanting to try weapons against like every boss you face. That's a hard difficulty to speedrun.
Yeah, there's a lot of like risky maneuvers and tricks, and just like you said, kind of just weapon choices you have to make.
All right, just one more left for Arispici. Oh,
nice, nice.
The wrong one there. All right, matphilly, another stage down.
Looks like Aris is using the Woodman weapon here.
This is pretty exciting, both of them starting their final stage at the same time.
Yeah, like neck and neck right here. Anyone's race.
Yeah, if they can keep it this close the rest of the race, and we got a pretty tight
Exciting
one.
first round, yeah.
Oh yeah. Could be a late night.
Oh yeah.
Never know.
Well, that's what we want to see in this point of the game, right?
Oh yeah. Round 3s are always very hype, if and when they happen.
Oh, yeah.
They're not super frequent either.
What happened in the last tournament, not round 3? I'm trying to remember.
Oh no, it's always best of 3. Anytime you have a match. The only time it's not is if you're in grand finals and it's best of 5.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like just the amount of matches. Yeah.
But what is different about this year's tournament brackets is that so we're doing group stages right now. We have just another week from today. We should be all done with the group stages, ready to move on to the final brackets. The top 8 will advance to the final brackets, and it'll be single elimination.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just top 8. Just, you know, round 1, semifinals. There might be like a 3rd place race. I'm not even sure, but then it's just grand finals.
That's gonna be so fantastic.
Yeah, look how quick.
Matphilly, like quick look at the boss there too.
Yeah, he looks like he's ahead actually. Wow.
Yeah, he that was very fast.
Oh wait. Oh, never mind. I forgot he crashed. I jumped the gun.
One boss ahead.
All right. Sorry. Commentator is still kind of new at this. Do my best, all right.
I was in the same boat.
I'll be handing out refunds at the door on the way out. All right, good placement for item 2 there by Arispici. Great use of it if you've got it. And very wise to pause buffer just right over the Joe. If he wants to take a hit from that little grapefruit, I mean, it's not going to cost him much, but he skillfully dodges the last hit there.
It's always good to make sure you're ready for the boss. You never know. Unless it's Woodman.
Yeah, this wood will go down real quick. I know it sounded dirty. Anyway, wood down. Oh god. I mean, Wily.
Eyebrow time? I think it's an
Well?
eyebrow time. Dr. Mario.
Mustache.
Ah, I knew it.
Yeah, that's also... I forget when we started randomizing the Dr. Wily sprite. It might have been last year. This year it's kind of just like more new... Like even more music, some new sprites. And, well, actually a lot more new music and higher quality new tracks at that.
Yeah, I would say there's... It's almost like a whole new version at this point.
Yeah, and there's also, pause canceling. While items are out and while taking damage, pausing at any time to cancel.
Oh, no way. That's
Yeah,
weird.
so really, it just makes it, like, a lot easier and welcoming to newcomers.
Yeah, 'cause that's always the thing that people always get caught up on pretty early, for sure. Like, why can't I pause? And
Alright.
what kind of dragon is it gonna be? We haven't asked that question yet.
Yes, important. I'm glad you reminded me. Why don't you go first, then?
So we're looking for color, the type, and the sprite? Or
Exactly. Well, yeah, no, color, sprite, and weakness.
weakness, that's what it was, sorry.
Yeah.
Right typing, I meant weakness, yeah. Yeah, so let's say, I'll say metal, blue... Do they have like a cool dragon? I think there's a cool one, right?
Oh, there's a swag dragon. There's the
Swag Dragon, that's what
Dragacorn.
it's called. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And
How
then
dare I
there's...
disrespect the Swag Dragon?
Yeah. See, I would only recommend going for this extra life up here if you're kind of low on lives. But if you have item 2, then yeah, you could place it there too. I just kind of recently started getting more into using it right at the checkpoint screen. Then you'd still have enough for this screen if you wanted to go for the extra life.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's something I never really thought of until recently. Like, if you have item 2, just use it on the checkpoint. You know, depending on the enemy placement, you might get hit, but if you don't, then you might save a few seconds and get a little further up the ladder. Let's see,
Yeah, it's worth it for sure, yeah.
yeah. Wait,
Ooh.
I didn't even guess. Okay, I'm gonna
I was
guess
gonna say,
purple.
Tom was so invested. What is this? Is this purple or pink? What do we call this?
I think that might be pink, because there's definitely like a bright pink dragon that,
We got Barney.
yeah. It was when, see, who was doing commentary on my last race? I
Was
was
that
just
quick
watching it.
boomerang?
Oh yeah, it's a quick weakness. No, because someone said that dragon looks pink, and if you were watching on Twitch, I would disagree and I would say it looks purple, but I remembered from my actual screen, I'm pretty sure I remembered it being pink, so... You never know how it looks from like one monitor to the other.
Yeah. It's I don't think anyone got it anyway. Actually, Joker Dragon. Yeah. Oh, actually, I might have guessed after. That's okay. Ooh.
Ah, that'll cost
The
him.
fall off.
That's kind of just what matphilly needed.
Yeah, that actually will close the gap here a bit. That's interesting.
So, if Arispici, I know I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but if he ends up being successful tonight in his matchup against matphilly, Arispici will be guaranteed a spot in the final brackets. But
there's a lot on the line right now.
yeah, matphilly has not been disqualified yet. Matphilly will need to defeat Arispici tonight in a best of 3, and then he would also need to defeat, I believe, White Monster, who I think he's racing within the next week. Let me look that up real quick.
Check there on the left. That was Bubble led.
Oh, did he check it? I was just checking the brackets.
Yeah,
real
they were
quick.
getting for the E-Tank there on the left side, yeah.
So I'm gonna annoy the entire chat right now by this stupid annoying fact I have, which I like to mention, is
Let's go.
actually Bubble lead. That is how the Japanese is written. I know it's stupid.
Like it's leading the bubble, like or that kind of idea.
Yeah, like I mean, it leads. It's whatever. It's a stupid name. I like Bubble led more. I said it for most of my life, but if I have to sell that argument once and for all.
It's like a heavy bubble, right? Like it goes on the ground.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's but I guess it actually is water and not lead.
So I can't deny what you just said.
You know, the heaviness would make sense to how it like trails along the ground.
Oh, that's what I thought, right? Like lead shoes, like an iron boot kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the boss coming up here in Wily, I always forget its name.
Pico Pico.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, and that's randomized as well. Since I think last year, there's a chance of getting a very much disliked Pico Pico, and we didn't get it in this seed. Sometimes it will be invisible, and you know it's got a couple other cosmetic skins, I guess you'd say. But
Yeah,
one of
the
them is
invisible
black
one's
on black.
tough because it depends on the weapon weakness, right?
It could be, yeah. So you want a weapon that doesn't really consume a whole lot of ammo and can kill it like quickly enough. This quick boom for a quick boomerang, this one's I think consuming a bit of ammo considering that these guys are taking a lot of hits, but Arispici is gonna stick with it because you know it's not taking him too much more time than it probably would. But I mean, if you get really lucky, you can get like really good leaf shield. You won't even have to spend that much of it because when you kill an enemy at close range without moving, and the shield doesn't fly off, you don't consume any ammo. But air shooter can be really useful. Metal blade, obviously. Even Buster, just for not having to spend any weapon energy. But Arispici did just fine. He's one nice thing about only using one weapon on the Pico Pico and not switching a whole lot is if you start the next stage, you can just fill up one weapon without having to kind of switch back and forth. Usually, you'll want to fill like at least one by the time you get here, because Pico Pico can take a lot of weapon energy, depending on what he's weak to. Or you might even want to use item 2 on this screen that I've seen some people do. I don't normally personally do it, but I'm kind of open to the idea. One nice thing about the
at the top, or
yeah, I've seen some racers do it, and that kind of surprised me. I never really thought about it. I think my opponent Vet just did it last night.
Yeah, it's so interesting how there's so many ways to approach every level.
Yeah, people are still finding out new things, even those of us who played the game for years, and sometimes it just feels so obvious, like item 2 in a spy, you didn't think to use it before.
Yeah, and then that just comes from just from doing so many seeds. It's like you see it in so many different ways, and you interact with it. And you might have stuff you won't normally have. Like some levels you don't normally have certain items in the regular game. You wouldn't think about it.
That's true, yeah, like item 1 in Heat Stage, for example, which you can zip with if it were allowed, but the tournament build this year actually automatically ejects any attempted zips to the left rather than to the right, preventing... Oh, wow. Yeah, it totally prevents you from doing a zip even if you wanted. And barely even got to comment on the Bowser tank on Arispici's screen, but that's one of the awesome new reskins for the Guts tank. Alright, matphilly getting the large health drop there. Ooh, taking a lot of damage though. You'd like to not get hit by another one of those. Maybe he's waiting for another large drop.
Yeah, farming here is pretty important, especially if you only get like halfway up the wall and then your stuff, or any kind of things that could happen.
It's usually to your benefit to spam like a large area hitting weapon like a leaf shield there if the enemies are weak to it. And then you can get a lot of drops really quickly also. The invisible floors on Arispici's screen are randomized as they are on this screen with the spikes as well.
Yes, I was about to ask about that if that's still a thing.
There's some safe spots here, but now that like the tiles are more randomized this year, like depending on the kind of tile sets you get, it can be kind of hard to visually gauge. But items also help. So does Bubble Lead if you want to look for the holes that way. But usually you'll probably be on like item 1 or like whatever other item that you probably used on the previous screen.
Yeah, it's another example of the many strategies you can employ. And some of the new stuff that's getting introduced.
Will matphilly find a different weakness for this boss other than the quick boomerang? Not a whole lot of luck just yet. Oh, he's gonna have to pop that E-tank, but be careful because only 4 hits from this boss and you will die. Okay, he finds quick boomerang too. He should have enough ammo, I think, because he came in with full ammo. I don't think... Yeah, I think Arispici didn't need to use anything else. Arispici getting that nicely placed item 2 drop there, that's the kind of thing you want to practice until you get it right. And if you do, it's just... I can't... Yeah. Sometimes depending on the kind of enemies that are there, you don't have enough time to place item 2 before you get hit, so you might have to, like, take a hit, fall on the spikes, and with your iframes, place a couple item 1s to get back up.
Yeah, I call it like the classic strat almost. That's what most people learn.
Yeah.
Most people learn that one. Most people learn that one.
Now, I think you said Arispici found the wall weakness, but even if you do, you still want to test Leaf Shield, which he has out right now. Any weapon that you might be able to hit the boss with and not need to deal with the walls. But if you don't know the wall weakness, you're going to want to test the Metal Blade and Leaf Shield on the walls while they're out. You can also kill them with Air Shooter. It's possible. Yeah, it looks like he already knows the weakness, so he didn't need to test the Metal Blade or Leaf Shield on the walls.
Yeah, they just wanted to make sure that the boss wasn't, like you said, weak to something that was easy to hit.
Okay, not even the charged heat. And always be sure whenever you're testing charged heat as a weakness, always charge it all the way up. And sometimes, depending on what kind of randomization you get, you might not need to charge it at all, or you might need to charge it like longer than you would expect, or shorter than you would expect. So it's always good to play it safe and go for the full charge anytime that you're trying to test it as a weakness on a boss, which is why a lot of people don't test it right away in a lot of cases. But if a boss is weak to it, yeah, if a boss is weak to atomic fire, it will take a lot of damage from a fully charged one, even if that means shooting a fully charged one without needing to charge it first. Those can be pretty powerful weapons when you get them in a seed. As Arispici crash bombs the boo beams.
Matphilly making nice progress.
I was going to say about that screen he just did there. So in earlier builds in vanilla, if you try to pause the game while there's a splash on screen, that's considered a sprite and it will not let you pause. So you can get hit while you're getting splashed. You might try to pause. You might not get it. You might fall in the pit. But yeah, it's just another thing that makes it a bit easier in this year, more accessible.
Yeah, I really like how they've gone the extra mile to make sure anyone can play it, really.
Yeah, you know, we're always encouraging, and that goes for everyone watching right now, anyone to join the community, you know, follow, you know, the development, you know, maybe request like a race night we could organize sometime, or join the tournament every year. You know, there's usually at least one tournament every year, and it is open to all skill levels. We should try to get a bunch of people, at least in the earlier brackets, and everyone's got to start somewhere. It's, you know, fun time if you like Mega Man 2.
And you two can fight Bowser and Wily's castle with Dr. Mario as Wily.
Yeah, make sure to catch that on matphilly's screen if anyone somehow missed that. Yeah.
And then Arispici going through the refights right now.
Yeah, he's already about halfway through it. Matphilly's still a stage behind in a bit.
Do you find remembering weaknesses is good for the refights, or?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Anytime I happen to come across a weakness as I'm playing a seed, I always write it down shorthand with a pen and notebook. Like I'm that.
I've seen different techniques like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't want to forget. And sometimes even like last night when I was racing, I wrote one down, and I still forgot. But sometimes even if you find a weakness on one boss, you might want to actually try it on another boss, because one weapon could be the weakness of multiple bosses, and a boss could be weak to his own weapon too.
The Metal Man, yeah, the classic.
Yeah, that could go for any boss in the rando. One boss will always be weak to Time Stopper, if you can ever find that.
Yeah, there's so much meta that once you have down, it makes that makes the time difference for sure.
Oh, to answer chat, yeah, this is considered the easy like American normal difficulty, which means that enemies generally take less hits, bosses take twice damage from even the Buster, for them being more weak to it than others. 4 bosses dying from just 7 hits of Buster, and the other 4 dying from 14 in this difficulty mode. Alright, so Metal Blade actually not a bad weapon to start out with, because if he's weak to Metal Blade, you can spam it and kill him pretty quickly. Same with the Crash Bombs. Those are usually good ones to try, but you do want to try out Buster before too long, because, I mean, yeah, why waste the weapon energy if you don't have to, but much greater likelihood of the Wily Machine not being Buster weak compared to builds in previous tournaments. The statistics were always something like, supposedly it was supposed to be like maybe 50-50 or less, but we kept track of it. Over the years, we did see Buster weak Wily Machines, I think it was like 75-80% of the time, and that's after like gathering a lot of data. So they made sure that it's most of the time not weak to Buster, but not always, in the current build they're playing today. As you see Arispici drop into Victory Road, gonna fall right, take his chance with the ammo he's got.
That was also, for those paying attention, a different item usage from what Arispici did there, so it's kind of interesting. I've seen the different strats we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, placing the item ones through the wall.
Yeah, because he did the wall one, where he placed it through the wall, like on the outside from the left.
Yeah, depending on what kind of item one you get, because the item one properties are randomized in the Mega Man 2 randomizer. You may get one that doesn't move at all, you may get one that disappears really quickly, or a slow-moving one, or a fast-moving one. You know, if it moves fast, you're probably going to want to drop it from lower. If it moves slowly or not at all, you might want to drop it higher, but hopefully you can get over there before it disappears. Note the randomized Alien Wily sprite. That's Buster weak!
Oh, wow!
On Arispici's screen.
No
this looks
way.
like GG. Just about.
There we go.
Good job, Arispici. GG. Get your GGs in the chat for Arispici in round 1.
Congratulations. Wow. You love to see Buster Alien. Yeah, the Wily sprite too was very interesting. I don't think I've seen that one before.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them that are relatively new, and we're always like trying to discuss what else we can add. Usually, it's easy to add cosmetic skins that are present in other Mega Man 2 ROM hacks.
You have similar things happening. Matphilly here trying to find the weakness.
Yeah, this one I think took Arispici a minute to find as well. Oh, he's out of E-tanks though, so he better figure out something soon. It looks like he doesn't know the wall weakness or the boobing weakness yet. Oh, he's gonna find it now. Okay, now just needs to destroy the walls.
I can't remember if they figured out the wall weakness. Oh, they did.
Oh, yeah, okay. He's got it.
So now it's just a matter of because you can use the start button to dodge the bullets if you have to.
Yes, that's true. You can pause buffer to get through those. Although, yeah, it's not always 100% reliable. It takes a little bit of practice.
You can kind of the spacing you can kind of figure out a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta play it kind of safe. Looks like he should break these walls down. But I think he'll have enough health to make it through this boss fight.
Oh yeah, unless we commentate as Chris, but that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, he's just kind of switching back and forth though between the wall weakness and the boss weakness. But I think I can see why. I thought he was probably gonna try an item 3 up there, but he should be able to pause cancel, get rid of the item 1, which you would not be able to do in. You know what? I don't blame him. I would have done the same thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would take my chance. It's like, dude, and he didn't have the E-tank, so I mean, yeah, he probably could item 3 there. I see him not moving. We see him with the reaction. That's gotta hurt. Like I am sorry. Like that could have happened to anybody. Sometimes the crash bomb will kill it instantly, and sometimes you gotta wait for it to explode. But when you're out of E-tanks, you don't really have the time to, well, the option, I should say, to do anything about it. All right,
yeah,
so...
but I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes with good old boobing.
Yeah, I mean, that'll happen. We got our next race that they're just kind of setting up for right now. We are going to take just a little break from commentary. We'll be back momentarily to start with our next seed of 3, Arispici 1. matphilly, none yet, but let's see how he does. All right, see you guys in a few minutes.
See you on the other side.
Okay, we're back. It looks like our racers are already good to go for the next round. They got their seeds, they're all readied up, and we can just get right into it.
I am excited. Are you excited, Tom?
Yeah. Oh, excited doesn't even begin to describe my feelings at the moment.
Ah, yes. A race for the ages.
Alright, yeah, thanks so much to LV Creed for all the work he's doing behind the scenes, just dealing with the race room, and, anything else that we're probably forgetting to do on our own. Alright, Arispici says he's ready, matphilly says he's ready. As soon as Creed lets him go, then, we'll just be 15 seconds away from the race starts. Right,
I like how we have Mega Man versus Roll. It's a very perfect setup here.
Sibling rivalry.
Yeah, it was meant to be.
Oh, okay. It looks like hang on. I have a little issue with the tracking here. Yeah, I added a win to Ari's side, and someone else did too. So I removed one. Okay, I think that we should be. Oh wait, hang on. I just got sorry, a little bit new to the tracking. I just got to untick a bunch of stuff real quick. And yeah, we're just seconds away from being seconds away.
There we go.
Yeah, alright, I think we should be good. Alright, both races should be warmed up by now. Hopefully we can get an even closer race this time than last time. You never know. Arispici, I mean, you know, not really, not playing sloppy at all this season. You know, really playing pretty clean for the most part, from what I've seen.
Everyone's bringing their A game. It's definitely going to be interesting as we get into even just today. The race was very close. Like even still.
Yeah, matphilly was like really close. He's just like less than a stage behind up until about Wiley 2 or 3 maybe.
And all it takes is just one costly death.
Yeah. Or like running out of something that you need.
Yes. Running out of your items right in the middle of the alien or something, like right at the last second, can be tragic.
Alright, it looks like I'm having a few other issues with the tracking point out to me. I'm just kind of trying to work through it. But I think that might be hopefully good by now. Alright, apologies. I clicked some things I wasn't supposed to click. Okay, Preet says he approves and he's gonna give him the green light. And the countdown has begun.
Oh, get excited. We have a race.
Get ready, matphilly. They should hover over the easy difficulty before they get started. Oh, and... Okay, I guess like the clock I'm looking at is a little bit behind.
I like to live on the edge.
Yeah.
Just keep us on the edge of our seats, you know?
Let's see. I just want to make sure. They haven't started yet on your screen, have they?
Not for me yet, no. I would have.
Okay, just making sure.
I think it's just good old-fashioned.
Yeah, a little bit of a Twitch delay on our end.
The classic. Yes, here we are. Seats are good.
All right, now they're hovering over
dancing.
Easy. Okay, here we go.
Ooh, nice layout.
Yeah, good. I guess the music is randomized now too, and they both, of course, pick the correct stage to start with once again.
The correct stage.
There's only one.
Gotta get that E-tank and 1-up. Super helpful. And speaking of monkeys, more monkeys.
Monkey.
Bonsai buddy. Okay.
Yeah, not much really to say about this. It's going to look mostly the same every time. If there was a fat fan on the previous screen, that could cause problems. That's why I want to be a little bit more to the right. Get a little bit of a jump from the previous screen. Can prevent any issues with that appearing there. But otherwise, you're going to have no problem every time. It's all just muscle memory. You might get unlucky with some enemies here, and someone might get lucky with a health drop or not. So we both got about half health going into the second drop.
Well, I guess one interesting strat is, I believe when you jump, you go faster in this game, right? Like when you drop?
Yeah, like if you jump and bonk your head on the ceiling, you'll achieve maximum velocity as soon as you begin your descent. So on a jump like this, yeah, exactly what Arispici just did. You saw him bonk his head there. That'll send him down a little bit quickly, or more quickly, I should say.
Yeah, you see how the plummet there on both sides.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt.
That's the kind of little things that's fun to watch for when you're seeing the stage over and over, like as a viewer. It'd be really fun to see, like, oh hey, they're like, why do they bump their head there? Why do they?
There's a reason.
Why are they doing this? And Tom has all the answers. Do not worry.
I mean, I can make up an answer and no one would ever know, would they? Creed would know.
It's a randomized answer.
Alright, crash sighting, Buster soft weak, 4 damage per shot. He'll die in 7 hits, but yeah, Ari better pop that E-tank if he doesn't want to lose a life. I mean, you're playing for speed, so you better just kind of do it the fast way. Take your chances with the other E-tanks that you can pick up in upcoming stages.
It paid off for sure too.
Oh, item 2, yeah, wow, right away.
Wow,
Let's
this is
go.
gonna be a very interesting race. Let's go.
Let's see, will someone PB tonight? There's a chance.
And they
item
split their
2
path
first.
too.
Best of luck to our runners. I totally do not want to curse them with my commentating.
Yeah. But I find that the split path interesting. Do you find it was the item that caused them to divert?
No, I think it was Arispici consuming the E-tank, and he wants to pick one up right away. The one in Flash stage is not necessarily guaranteed, depending on like if you get knocked off, you don't have an item to get back up.
Yes.
I mean, item 2, I'm not sure if that can get you back up so easily. It probably wouldn't be worth the trouble. If you had item 1, you're probably correct it, but even then you're kind of wasting time if you go for it.
Yeah, there's so much time you have to trade off, right? Like, so all these choices you have to make. Like, do I spend 10 seconds here, 5 seconds there?
Yeah, like I got kind of a flow chart in my head about how I like to select my stages. I go quick first, then flash, and then for me, if I've used an E-tank by then, I might go to metal earlier. Yeah, and the reason why I'd like to save metal for a bit later is because item 2 in metal will save you a bit of time. Let's see if Arispici pulls it out right here, or if matphilly pulls it out on the next screen.
On the top here, yeah, you just skip everything.
Yeah. Depending on what's the... Yeah, you have to jump over those gear clowns before they spawn. And then you won't get hit by them. Yeah, it's very important to do that.
And that's like randomized enemies too, right? So it's...
Yeah.
You gotta make sure you know what you're dodging.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh-oh, matphilly having to take another walk around. But we're gonna see them both enter a boss room around the same time, at least.
Oh, it's synced up, yeah.
Alright, double boss fight. Airman. Oh no, Flashman, sorry. And Bubbleman. So there's a way to manipulate Bubbleman in the Flash room on matphilly's screen. If you can get Bubbleman to land on a higher platform, you can get below him and jump just high enough to shoot him in the foot, but not high enough to trigger him to do his jump or attack. Then you can basically lock him in and he won't move around.
Yeah, but the game never expected Bubbleman to be on a different elevation. It's always funny.
Yeah, it also works in a quick room too.
Yes.
But when he's Buster Soft Weak, I mean, he dies in 7 hits anyway, so I mean, you know, just be quick.
Let's continue on. Looks like Airman stage is next.
Oh, another yellow sky. That's 2 in a row.
The Bart's Nightmare Sky, gotta love it. That's what it reminds me of.
I beat... That was for like Super Nintendo and Genesis?
Yeah, the Super Nintendo.
I beat every stage except for the Indiana Jones one.
Oh, the fact that you beat any of them is very impressive.
I may have rented it a few times, or maybe
I got another item 2 usage here, right? Just
that's a great
everything.
one. Yeah, so if you want to take your chance to use item 2 there, you totally could and probably should, because you might have a situation on the second half of the stage where, you know, where item 2 isn't helpful depending on what's there. So if you can use it in the first screen, I say go for it. And there's always a chance you might pick up a large weapon refill.
Yeah, all these decisions you gotta make. Because, yeah, you're not guaranteed anything like you would be in the original. So it's like, do I choose to use this item here? Like you said, like, do I do the first part, the second half? I try to farm.
Yeah, I mean, even within a stage, you know, you got like a flow chart. Like, okay, if I see these enemies, I probably won't use item 2, but if I don't, then I probably will. Like, see, item 2 definitely wouldn't have probably been such a smooth ride for him going through those obscure clouds, dealing with the Dive Man stage Metroids. But
they're being a little tricky right now.
Yeah, going through the first half of the stage, like there was nothing that was going to stop him. All right, let's see, matphilly. We know it's going to be Flash. Is he going to find a weakness for it? I wonder.
And Arispici also entering their boss right after.
Yeah, Flash. I mean, not Buster Soft weak, but not a particularly difficult fight either at full health, as long as you're fast. Heatman is Buster Soft weak, which is a relief because if you don't have a weakness for heat, he can be slow and he can cost you some time.
Oh yeah, and you're just kind of locked in too, because it's like, do you go for the death or not? And like that's even longer. So. Now we got Woodman for matphilly. And Bubbleman.
Yeah, these are usually pretty good stages to do kind of earlier on because, like, you know, there's not any real, like, obvious parts for where item 2 would benefit you a whole lot. I mean, there's, like, some that you'd like to use them on, like this first screen of bubble stage could be one, depending on enemy placement. Which is why I kind of like to, you know, save it for after wood, because wood, there's no, like, really... If you use item 1 in the first screen, I guess, I've never really experienced a whole lot of that. One thing I don't think I recognize is... Look at matphilly's screen. Look at the hot dog enemies. I've never seen red and blue ones that I can recall.
We got the Cyclone Popsicle dogs today.
Yeah.
It's all part of those updates. Always something new, even for someone like Tom who's played it so much.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing a red and blue one, but I mean, I don't know, I could just be losing my mind.
Nice enemies there on the dodge.
Yeah, both guys at about close to full health right now. Notice the tin can enemy zip on Arispici's screen. So I mean, it comes up more often than you'd probably think, but it's funny to see it whenever it does. Great spot for item 2. But yeah, wood, I mean, you got this part of the stage, you could use item 2 if there's no bats, but yeah, bats in the way. Maybe he wants to try using his item 2 at the end, if at all. But like, in a stage like Airman's, you'd like to have item 2 if you can use it, because there might be some really difficult stuff to have to deal with that item 2 could help you with. Between all the pits and the, like, clouds where you can't see what's going on. Wow, underwater
there's
wood.
so many things that could go wrong. It's always interesting just seeing how runners can react on the fly.
Yeah, you know, kind of adapting and figuring things out as they go. That's what it's all about, really.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes randomizers like so interesting, is that you're not, like I said, you're not really guaranteed anything. So it's like, how do you react? Like when you get this kind of Metal Man throwing blades at the speed of sound.
That's a very fast Metal Man.
Yeah, that is an extremely fast Metal Man.
Yeah, he's doing the dance just fine considering what he's got to deal with. Ooh, very nice kill. Excellent job, matphilly.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, he knew, like, you know, the it was a close race, but you know, the iframes were minimal, and he was able to take them out very quickly with a bunch of repeated shots. As we see, Arispici...
Yeah, it's definitely like a damage race. You just who's gonna mess up first.
Yeah, that's another thing that you can only really do like on easy mode, because yeah, good luck doing that with, you know, even a boss that's
have fun on
softly.
normal.
Yeah. Yeah, you really gotta like kind of play it more safe, I think, on normal. But yeah, there's lots of reasons why
the
we do
item
easy
usage definitely
difficulty.
changes more on it for sure.
Fat fans in the trees.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's why it can be dangerous right there for that reason.
Or it can save your life like it just did.
Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Look at that.
Yeah, between that and the pause buffer, Arispici chose wisely.
That was very, very good improvisation.
What would you say about the background in Bubble Man stage right now on matphilly's screen?
They have gone to World 8 of SMB3.
You know what? That's actually a pretty good observation. I was trying to think like what the color reminds me of.
It was reminding me of, yeah, like NES, like
Mountain Dew Code Red.
Ha 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 stages.
Alright, last
Nice
screen of wood.
some Met tools. Gotta love them.
Ooh, nice. Arispici getting around the crabs just fine.
Right. Oh, wow. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, it's, you know, I'm not sure if it's like positioning on the item 2 or facing, like, if you face left, enemies will spawn differently. Well, at least certain ones will, like the PP birds that drop the eggs. Anytime I have item 2, you always want to face left, because if PPs spawn, they'll spawn from the left if you're facing left. Ooh, Arispici, awesome fight there with Arispici.
Nice! Again, the 1 HP finish, basically.
Oh, those were some great, great wood fights. Or metal fights, I should say, in the wood stage.
I think the wood fight's great, too. They're both great.
Alright,
That
here
still
we
could
go.
be anyone's race here.
Yeah.
Heatman stage, always a scary time.
Let's see. Did
Lots of fans today.
Did Arispici already take out Flash stage? I bet he did. Did he? Yeah, I'll wait and see.
Trying to think if they did.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, air stage, there's so many things that can go wrong. Like,
yes.
if I'm gonna die on any stage, it's usually gonna be air stage. Like, if I'm gonna die repeatedly on a stage.
There's certain combinations that can just... Some jumps can be so tricky.
So nice item 2 placement there on Arispici's screen. If you have item 1 or 2 there,
Yes.
you'd rather just not do that little platformy section at the very end of that screen of each stage. Could use item 3 here, but yeah, you place it too high, then you miss it. But at least you can pause cancel out of it now, which we couldn't do before.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, it's not as big of a time waste as it used to be.
Right. Yeah, if you don't get it, then you used to waste time and weapon energy. But
But yeah, like
leaf
you mentioned,
shield-
things have different timers, so it can definitely be a bit of a gamble.
Let's see. Okay, the wall's not weak to leaf shield. Oh, but it is weak to air
Ooh,
shooter.
good check. Yeah.
That's another thing I would write down if I happen to discover that as I'm playing through the game. It might sound stupid, but I'm telling you, man, play with a pad and a pen if you're playing competitively and if you have the memory of a goldfish like some of us old timers.
Yeah. No, I do not discredit the pen paper.
I didn't start doing that until like maybe a year or two ago.
It's one of those interesting things where you just don't think of it naturally, right? But and it's almost like an old school strat, like going back to the 80s style video gaming. So it's kind of fun.
Alright, matphilly, getting a large health, but yeah, gonna take another damage from the wheel. Still in pretty good shape health-wise. As you see, Arispici pull up into the heat boss.
Who do
Who's
we
behind
have?
the door? It's Quick!
Ooh.
And he's Buster Soft Weak, so
Ooh.
kind of a risk not to... I'm not even sure. You know what? It was probably a black boomerang. It was probably an invisible black on black boomerang.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, yeah, it just seemed like they're just getting hit out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. That's one that you don't normally get to see all that often, assuming that's what it was. But yeah, I'm not seeing boomerangs. I'm just seeing damage. So yeah, I can't fault Arispici for taking his chances, because he does go down quick. Alright.
There's definitely time, like right here, for example, during the password screen to write stuff down. Especially if you're just doing, like, I assume Tom does, like, initials.
Yeah, I just, like, just like from the weapon menu.
Like W or something.
Yeah, worth mentioning for anyone who may not be aware, of course, like, all the weapons have randomized properties except for, like, item 2 and 3. That does include item 1, that does include time stopper. Those all have randomized properties. What's not random is their placement in the menu. The letter representing each weapon is randomized, but if you know their placement, like, you can find leaf shield every time, air shooter every time. Should that ever be changed in a future build of the randomizer, we can have that conversation at a different time. But very important to memorize, like, for example, where air shooter is, where leaf shield is.
Yeah, if you rely on the letters, it definitely gets way too confusing.
Yeah, that's not going to be enough.
And
Oh,
a
another-
death on matphilly side.
Yeah, those fat fans can cause problems in those single tile
You mean
platforms.
problems?
Oh, was that high enough for our speech to grab the ladder? Yep, it was. Okay, what a relief.
The fan's still not being a fan.
Yeah, item 2 will save you not quite as much time as item 1 here, but if you don't have item 1, item 2 is very solid because you just need one each screen. It won't use a whole lot of weapon energy, but you might decide that you want to use it on this screen for a bit, or you might want to use it just kind of to help yourself climb the ladders faster on the next screen.
Yeah. All these little choices you have to make.
Just like Arispici just did there.
The
Yeah,
fans definitely have a big influence, because you have moments like this where...
Yeah, pause buffering is required with fat fans in a lot of circumstances. If you don't know how to deal with that, then you're not going to have a good time. I wonder if
Well,
Matt
even
Flizzer's-
like we just saw, they can just be in a spot that's almost like they're going to respawn. Like, there's so many factors that could come into play that, especially during a tournament setting, can be hard to really evaluate properly.
Another thing we couldn't do before is cancel item 3 on the crash climb, as you see Arispici do here very wisely. Just want to make sure you grab the ladder and, like, as soon as you unpause, you can climb back
That's a
up.
fun little shred.
Yeah,
Gotta get the juice box, as they call it.
that's a slang that they're using these days on the streets. Kids.
The hot new slang.
How do you do, fellow kids?
We play Mega Man.
That's why I tell people now, I say, yeah, I play old man games. Alright, so we got a little bit of a lag situation here from all the baby frogs on matphilly stage. sometimes it can make sense to try and destroy some, but as I just decided in my race last night, it's usually not even worth the trouble, because the baby frogs might not be weak, or you might accidentally kill them all and they fire them all again. And Arispici finding a weakness for the boss in his room.
About to say. And there, Airman's down. Last
He really
stage
saved
them,
Flash for
Arispici.
last. I couldn't believe it. Wow, well, bold move on Arispici's part.
Why is that a bold move?
I mean, just like, you know, he's not going to benefit necessarily as much from having all the items and everything that he has compared to, you know, like, we know item 1 is locked in Flash, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, he didn't have item 1 for Crash stage because he saved Flash for after Crash, for example.
That's true, it's true, yes.
Yeah. So that could have helped him out. And he's, you know, not going to... His time... I mean, he might find a wall weakness more easily in this stage. You might want to... You know, if you're on your last boss, and that boss is not Buster Soft weak, like it only takes 2 damage in easy mode, you're going to want to... You're going to be advised to probably farm for weapon weaknesses. Because why not? If they're taking 2, especially if it's like heat or like a really slow fight.
Yeah, there's definitely a Jesus for sure.
Yeah, depending on the boss room and, you know, what the boss does. Sometimes, even if it's, like, not Buster Soft weak, it might still be a quick fight if it's, like, easy. Let's see, is Arispici gonna try and destroy the Squirm spawn? Nope. Oh, he damage boosted right through.
Ooh.
Didn't even have to waste any weapon energy.
Probably faster, too.
See, is Matphilly gonna do the... Okay, he's...
They're gonna test the walls, I think.
He's not gonna do that. He found the wall weakness! Arispici found air. Well, he already knew air.
That's gonna be huge.
You know what? Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe he... You know, that kind of makes sense. He wanted to figure out the wall weakness in Heat stage. And look at him. This is how you exploit Bubble Man. What a fantastic exhibition of
everything
technique.
lined up so perfectly there.
Awesome. See? Everybody take notes. That's how you do it.
I guess there's an example of why you'd want to go with all your weapons and items and all that.
Yes, sir. Alright, we got Matphilly entering his boss room as...
Who do we got? Wily, who are you? It's Wily.
Sort of. Why is he doing that? With
He's very like aggressive today. And then Airman doing his
Playing the
Airman
Bumblebee
thing.
music and Crash stage with the Airman fight. Oh, don't take any more.
Ooh,
that, you know what? That body contact damage. It did 8 damage instead
Airman
of 4.
has
Sometimes that
lots
happens.
of body contact.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, not every boss I think will deal 4 damage on contact.
Mega Man 2 is definitely interesting with that. The weapon to boss damage ratio can be pretty high.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, I mean, enemies will still deal the same amount of damage to you in easy mode, but they just take double damage, really, is all it is. And I think they're more likely to drop, like, pickups. Yeah,
I think there's some kind of manipulation there as well, yeah, with health.
Arispici very precisely canceling his item 2 mid-flight there, just to save that last little bit right before the end, instead of waiting for it to make contact with the wall and drop off. Definitely been doing his homework, Arispici.
Oh, we got confirmation. It's Mega Man 1 Wily.
Ah. Wouldn't have guessed.
Still filled with ambition and hope, you know? Also, what kind of dragon are we gonna see today?
Okay, let me guess this time. Yellow Dragon, Vanilla Dragon, Week 2, Buster. Boring. Alright, your turn.
Let's go. I'm still going blue swag metal. Blue swag metal.
Blue Swag Metal.
Chat, what do you think?
Come on, guys, you don't have much time. Oh, is it too late to change mine? No, I'll stick to it.
And here we go on the Mario blocks.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's like a... Would you say pink or orange?
Almost like blood orange or something, or
Yeah, maybe
like,
orange-ish.
And which weapon do we have here?
Not weak to crash bombs. Was that metal? Yeah, metal.
Metal, yeah.
See, metal, even though it doesn't deal a whole lot of damage, you can spam it quickly and kill it, like, take like 1 or 2 hits tops.
And you can just, of course, spam it.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about your item too much usage with that one. Item usage too much with that one.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the metal blade you get, you know, some will consume, I think, more than others. Sometimes you'll get a metal blade where you can only shoot 1 on screen at a time, for example. And their horizontal speed versus their vertical or even diagonal speeds will all be, may all be unique in the same seed. You might have one that moves very slowly horizontally, but goes very quickly diagonally and or vertically. And you know, just as those properties could be randomized, so too can the consumption for ammo. Arispici just.
Speaking of consumption of ammo, does Flash work on the fans?
You know what? It does actually. He could actually employ that now that I mention it. Well, the one thing about Flash though is it can mess people up because it has randomized properties in that it may it may burn all at once slowly like in vanilla, or it may not burn at all for like a couple seconds, and then like when it unfreezes you'll have consumed like 4 ammo, and that
can mess up your
hard to keep
timing
track of.
too because you have to click
yeah.
in and it'll freeze, and there can be a lot of things that can happen there.
Yeah, definitely. Arispici very skillfully and thoughtfully taking care of the tin cans without having to deal with the high contact damage.
Oh, E-tanks as well, which is good to see for the final part.
And that lucky weapon. Wow, look at him! 2 birds, 1 stone.
Ah.
Things are just going his way today for Arispici.
Yeah, really good RNG.
Alright, matphilly, you're just gonna deal with this section without pulling out any weapons or items. You know, I know he doesn't have item 1, but you know, if you don't have item 1, you might want to like try and see what can kill the enemies in 1 hit. Because this being his last stage, he's got to have something. Honestly, if I was saving heat for last, I would probably check the wall weaknesses too. But I don't normally do that.
And looks like with Pico Pico here.
Yeah, not a randomized sprite again this time. So yeah, we got a nice normal everyday vanilla Pico. And
they found like the fast weakness too, like the 4-hit one or whatever.
Yeah, quick boomerang. Notice how he's got a lot more ammo this time. It's not consuming as much as it did last year. It's still taking the same amount of hits, roughly, if not exactly. But he's got look at that. 1 large refill is gonna be more than enough to fill that back up.
Yes, and I'm sure people have mentioned this before, but they've added extra weapon energies too throughout the Wily Castles.
Yes, especially near the end, but that is true.
So you can kind of get a little riskier with some of these strats. Like that's why you can use items here and there and stuff like that.
All right, matphilly on his way to the Wily stages. What do you got to say about the water in Wily's sewer here?
I hope the Ninja Turtles are not hanging out in this water.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That wouldn't be for a kid-friendly audience if they were.
That's okay. They know about poo.
We need a Turtles for us. I am
but,
30 or 40 years old. I do not need this.
You're never too old to talk about it. Come on. No, but
I'm too old for a lot of things, but anyway.
matphilly going past the Shreks.
Shrek Chungus.
The best combination, of course. Ooh, and we got the Mario Bowser.
Yeah, that's a very cool randomized sprite. There are others. There's a very cool Ninja Turtles inspired one, but both are always a joy to see. Real feast for the eyes.
Yeah, no, of course. It's that's part of the fun of the randomizer. It's like, wait, what am I gonna get? Who's it gonna be?
All right, I believe Final Fantasy III music in the background.
Okay, we haven't talked much about the music at all. Yeah, but pretty much every game is represented at this point.
Yeah, and it's only gonna get bigger. It's gonna be too much music before anything. Before you know it.
And the technology is really interesting behind it. But good floor placement there.
Oh, look at that, Arispici.
Yeah.
Finding where the invisible floors are not located and doing a pause buffer at just the right spot, not to have to even use an item. Although, okay, done with this item 3, but good that he's still got item 1. He's gonna, pause buffer across. That's one safe way to do it. If you have just a little item 2, you might want to hold on to it. Yeah, you could get that E-tank, but I mean, if you've got him, then, I'm kind of amazed more people don't go for that E-tank. I mean, I don't usually go for it, but it's like usually you got item 1 out, like if you got enough of it. But, if I needed the E-tank, I would, but if I didn't, then, why waste time, I guess, this late in the game.
Let's see which item usage they do today. Yeah, the through the wall one.
Yeah, he's going to place it not too low because it doesn't move. But he should hopefully have enough to deal with the boo beam if he needs it, as he switches to item 2 right here, no doubt. Let's see what kind of weapon matphilly finds for his dragon. As we see Arispici perfectly place the item 2. Yeah, not heat. Well, let's see, what What did Arispici use again? Was it metal? I think it was metal.
I believe it was metal, yes.
Yeah, it's
because we were talking about how you can still run out even when you spam it.
Arispici with some good health going into this Boo Beam fight.
Nice, there we go. matphilly got the dragon.
Alright, great.
And yeah, the classic Boo Beam, figure out.
He knows the wall weakness. Yeah, so we're gonna have to blow down the walls now with Air Shooter.
Luckily, that's a pretty good wall weakness to have, because you don't have to maneuver as much.
Yeah, he's just gonna go right ahead and sometimes if that last wall it's missing is the one all the way up there, you might as well just like try and kill what you can down there. Personally, I find the one in the middle, like kind of top rightish, like the center one, the one left where he is now, that one right there. I feel that one I have the hardest time avoiding of all of them. I like to try and get that one out of the way early if I can, but it's not always a practical, option.
Yeah, the jump they're trying to do here, this is where it can be,
Yeah, it gets a bit annoying. Sometimes you get it, sometimes it doesn't want to be your friend. Get rid of that wall, and then he doesn't need to deal with another one of those corner jumps. And that's Boo Beam's down.
Nice. matphilly grabbing the wall weakness here in E-Tank.
Alright, I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with the tracking here. Let's see if I can track the refights.
Oh, smart. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, they used to do this a bit more often back in the day.
We're doing it just for you, Chad.
Yeah. Because I got Cousin Catnip here helping me out. I can divide my attention between two things instead of just one.
I'm here, don't worry.
Alright, I was worried for a second there, but I guess I won't.
The metal's gone, you got quick here, right?
Yeah, this is gonna be quick. I guess it got a little harder to track these now that the sprites are randomized. Maybe.
You can tell by the... we know what
like in the
doing.
refights.
That's an airman.
Ooh, and he's got a weakness.
And matphilly having to use an E-Tank there.
Yeah, not really
Just
practical to
make
use
sure
from a distance, though. Oh, is he gonna have to burn the E-Tank? He might. Yeah, he's gonna take the damage there. But yeah, if he can stay on the other side of him, he might be able to kill him with the... Yeah, he's gonna go for it.
What's risky?
One
it's
more.
risky. Ooh, that was so risky.
Yeah. But I think he knew what he was doing. I don't think he's gonna sweat it.
It's just one of those, if you miss the input, you're definitely dead kind of things.
Almost forgot to tick it in the tracking.
Woodman getting cleaned out here. Ooh, but the health.
I would use the E-Tank. You got 4, man. Like, yeah, go ahead. It's Woodman. He's gonna hit you. Just
I'm not really figuring out the Pico weakness pretty fast there, too. But I think they ran out of thing, or...
sometimes you might need to... Sometimes it's good to just have a couple options if you don't have a whole lot of one weapon.
That's true. Yeah, they're doing the crash bomb tech right now, but I think they were just trying to find. There's 2 weaknesses for Pico.
Yeah,
so one can be faster.
All right, this was a slow flash, I think. Yeah, that's it's not. It's really just doing the same as Buster. So is that. So yeah, if it ever does like 2 damage, you're better off just not wasting the ammo, especially right before Wily.
Ooh, the death from Arispici.
I think he was just probably hoping to like find the weakness right before he died, and then just jump right in and then kill him in like 2 seconds as you narrow it down. But unfortunately, I'm not sure he found anything. Oh wait, yeah, this'll work. Air useful in multiple circumstances. This seed, it seems like. Right,
and it looks like matphilly having to redo the stage there.
Yeah, I guess I missed that when he took the death on the boob. Looks like
we got distracted by the other side there.
Yeah, I think he's
so much commotion happening, so much action.
I think he's not having a good time right now with the weapon farm. He's gonna pick the controller back up. He's gonna keep going.
I always commend that. I always appreciate that.
It's not always easy. Like I definitely had a moment where I thought about throwing in the towel just this season. During a dragon death.
It's one of those things where if the timer's still going, the timer's still going, you know?
Yeah, it's like, it's not my own time. If it was my own stream, I would have probably, like, you know, flipped the table and shut down the computer, but, you know, you're in a race, you gotta respect your opponent and the audience, and you gotta...
Yeah, at least see it through, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then, if someone finishes, then you can start bowing out. Alright, there we go, metal on Wily.
That's always a great option.
Because
you can do that.
Just like that.
That's exactly why, yeah.
Sometimes
you don't even gotta move.
Metal's one of the rare weapons you can throw diagonally.
Yeah, I believe the only one in this game.
Yeah, other Mega Man start getting more experimental, but this one's pretty simple.
Yeah, although Air Shooter, I mean, it kind of can go on an angle. And, like, sometimes with Bubble Lead, like, if you get a good arc.
Yes.
All right, victory road for Arispici. Not going to take any weapon energy. Going to take his chances with the ammo he's got. Should be in good shape. I think he mostly used Buster. He might have used a bit of air shooter there, but you know, again, they do provide lots of weapon refills in the refights just to kind of, you know, keep people playing to the end. It used to be back in the day they didn't have the quick refills, so you had to stop and wait for them to refill, like for health and weapons, just like vanilla.
Yeah, it became more of definitely more hazardous.
A lot of people got new PBs when they changed that that rule.
That feature.
Or flag or whatever. Yeah, feature. There you go.
Is that Dracula? Who do we got here?
It's Captain Crunch. No, it's a Quaker Oats guy. Oh, Arispici. I guess that means GG. We're about a minute behind on the restream. We're just watching.
Yes.
We're watching you in the past
excited
right now.
for the chat. Just there we go. Officially.
All right. Yeah, Arispici so fast here before he even finished on our end. Congratulations, you're advancing the final brackets. What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, I was gonna keep quiet so you guys didn't spoil it. I didn't realize you guys were behind, but yeah, I feel good. I feel good.
Yeah, you had some incredible luck. It was really cool to see.
And a lot of exhibitions of skill as well that we made sure to note.
Of course, yeah, it was definitely both, of course.
Yeah. And matphilly just got through the Pico fight. Which, yeah, he did take a death on that earlier, but, you know, that would have been tilt for a lot of people, but he went back to it, he finished the fight, and GG's to matphilly. Looks like he's going to end it here, so hopefully we'll see him in the chat pretty soon. But, how about the seeds? Like, anything in particular you have thoughts about?
Nothing like strong particular, like... That first seed had a lot of tanky and damaging enemies. A lot of my strategy revolves around doing quick damage boosts to get through some of the harder enemies, especially those blockies, but I just couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
Everything hurt so much.
Yeah, it's funny how the enemies can just change everything. Like, you get prepared for one strategy, and then it's just like, nope.
Yeah, and there's not a whole lot of things that'll damage you that hard, but like a blocky head or full body will kill you in like 3 hits tops.
Yeah, and I kind of misjudged that checkpoint room in Quickman because I was trying to take a hit from the body and get through that and hopefully get through the rest of the stage and use my E-tank if I needed to on the boss fight. But the game decided for me.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
Yeah, it was really interesting though. Like, a lot of seeds don't give me that much trouble through the stages, so I usually go into the boss fights in pretty good shape, but I had to use a lot more E-tanks throughout the run itself than I normally would, so it forced me to switch up my strategy on a few things.
Yeah, it's just great how randomized the randomizer is. I know it sounds funny to say, but it really can be like that. Like, this room's normally totally fine. Like, what's happening?
Some days it just be that way.
Exactly.
One thing I did want to point out about seed number 2, if people thought that I was doing a really cool strategy to make sure I got that E-tank on Flashman stage, saving it for last, to make sure I can get through that wall and have enough weapons to do that. No, I just totally forgot I didn't do Flashman stage.
I thought that was, like, I commented on that. I was like, this is surprising, but I mean, maybe he was like looking for the wall weakness in Heat stage, and now that he has it, he's going to benefit from that in Flash stage. You save a little bit of time getting the E-tank if you do that, I mean, theoretically, so.
Yeah, we were dissecting your whole style there.
Just, mental gymnastics, just coming up with new strats on the fly. That's what we'll call it.
But that's what we love to see. That's the whole like excitement of the rando tourney and just all of this in general.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I love doing it so much.
Also, Tom, I was gonna say, yeah, you saw.
Yeah, I'm trying to invite matphilly. I think that was on me actually, but I'm trying to figure out how to do that. See, invite people.
Quack. It's our first.
Oh, invites are disabled. Yeah, so maybe there's a way to get like a link. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm kind of new at this. I sincere apologies to matphilly. I'm struggling trying to get you the invitation. I don't know if Ari knows how to help him out or someone. I guess Creed's saying he's not able to do it. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep an eye on the chat because I want to get him in here. If it looks like he's sitting around waiting for it, but yeah, hang on. I'll know invites are disabled. Yeah, I'm just chatting with him in the race room right now.
I think you
but
just sent him the same thing we were sent. You know what I mean? That same link.
Oh, give him the invite that was sent to us. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah. All right. So let's see if I copy that. Yeah, copy the message link. Send to.
There we go. We'll now have a proper interview. Thank you for waiting.
Hey, you don't like me blustering to the camera? Or,
No, we want
the
that.
crowd?
We want both. we want all the double bluster. You know, we
Hey,
want like
I'll
surround
monologue as
sound.
long as I need to.
So yeah, like how long have you been doing the randomizer? I'm curious.
Oh, I've been doing the randomizer for years. I think I started. I want to say 2015. Like,
Oh, okay.
I haven't been
Wow.
in the tournament for a while, but it was like something I came across randomly when I was just looking up some different variations of Mega Man ROMs and stuff like that and ROM hacks. And I did that like way before I even started streaming. I actually started streaming with the Mega Man 2 randomizer before eventually getting hooked up with this community and joining the tournament. It's been haven't looked back since.
Yeah, like it's always fun to see that because not everyone always gets exposed the same way, right? Like they find it through a friend or a website or a YouTube video or whatever it is, and it's always interesting how they find their way to the stage, so to speak. All right, looks like we
finally
are.
get to him? Yes, no,
we're
Matt
good
Philly,
now.
thanks so much for joining. I sincerely apologize for taking so long to get you that, but we figured it out, so glad to have you here.
Yeah, GG's Arispici. That was awesome, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for racing. GG's to you as well, man.
Yeah, dude. I love racing against you, dude. You always give me good runs, so it makes me want to get better and better.
It was great to see you finish that Pico fight at the end there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That can be a rough one. It sets people back pretty far, and plus you got to fill up on so many things if it doesn't go your way. But
yeah, I looked at the race time GG and I saw that he hadn't finished yet, so I was like, well, I'm gonna keep going. I don't want to just sit there and just be frozen, while people are watching. So I was like, I kind of got lucky with those guys. They were kind of like farmable for health, and once I was able to get the item 3 and stuff like that, I was good.
Yeah, glad to see it work out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how did you feel, Matt Philly, overall with the 2 seeds today?
You know what? I thought they were really good seeds. Like we got the items quick, which was really good for me because there's specific items that I like to use in certain stages. So like to get them quick for the later stages was like really nice. I was like, whoa, this is a rarity. Like never happens. But once I got into Wily in the first one is where like things started to it's kind of like a classic case of me. Like I do really good in the stages, and then once I get to Wily, it starts to little by little just get worse and worse, and then
That thread gets unwound, yeah.
yeah, and then like I had item 2 in the second game pretty early, and I was like, you know what, let me get Airman done, and I'll go straight to Heatman. Fanboys were busting me hard.
Yeah, it was a lot of debate whether they're the worst enemy or not in the randomizer, the fans.
Yeah, but I mean, I was able to get through it, so like at least like I know that I can do it. There was things that I did today that I saw my improvements. So kind of for me, that's kind of like a W in my book.
That's always a W, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just take it like that. It's like you are getting a little bit better at it, and little by little you can start matching up with these great racers that I get to race with all the time. I mean the bracket group I'm in is awesome. I mean you got some great racers in there. Even the other brackets have crazy insane racers as well. So
I was gonna say you made it pretty far. Like you know what I mean? Like this is no joke to get here.
Yeah, no, not at all. I'm very fortunate. Like. I remember the first tournament I did, I was so bad. I thought you know what it was? Like I had that classic case of like, oh, I'm really good at ziplets. Like I could totally, run through this. And then I came in.
Yeah, you're like,
it's a good start though.
Yeah, it's just like I kind of came in a little too like I think I'm a hot shot, and then like I got humbled so quick, and then that's when I was like, okay.
We all do.
Yeah,
It's how it all starts.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and then
I think we all have a story of that.
Yeah, and then little by little, I started kind of, like playing it a little bit more, practicing it, getting the PB down, and keep PBing, and then all of a sudden I think I skipped it the year after, and then I came back and I was doing like some of the practice races, and people were like, "Who's this guy? Like, where did he come from? He's actually pretty solid." And I was like,
powered up, yeah.
yeah, like I felt
When
pretty
training
good
in the
about
mountains.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, it only gets better the more you do. Like that's one thing that's so fun about doing this is like it keeps just getting more fun and just more, I guess, easy. Like the more you do.
Well, just
Yeah.
even
Deal
just
with-
doing a seed, right? It's so fast. Like you don't have to commit like
It's
hours.
not a huge
or-
commitment.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. And I also think it's really cool is when you actually like do PB, like as you're getting better, like because like some of the seeds can get really tough, and if you can PB a good seed, man, like it feels very accomplishing. Or even
Mhm.
just sometimes just finishing like really hard seeds, like
Yes.
where you're
Yeah.
like, oh, like if you could just finish the seed and get through it, like yeah, dude, it's such an accomplishment. And like,
Well, it makes
gotta
you better,
put it on
right?
stuff. Yeah, 100%.
You just got better at the other day. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome to hear, man. I love hearing that.
That's why we're here, man. We're just here having fun playing video games. You know, we're very fortunate to do this these days.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
well, I can always I always like to tell people, it's a very supportive community. You know, we got each other's back. We want to help everyone out, and we want to grow. So you know, we're very like welcoming. If you think you might want to join, even just to keep up to date with the current builds of the rando to play for fun, or you want to
Yes.
organize races with other people or make suggestions to improve the randomizer, there's Discord communities you can join. We have our tournament Discord as well as our general Mega Man 2 randomizer Discord. Those are separate Discords. Welcome to join both for anyone who may be interested. And keep an eye out for future tournaments and future registrations. That's another way to kind of be ready for when it happens in a future year.
I do want to amend one thing you said, matphilly, because I will say that yes, this is super fun. I love doing it for the fun of it and the competition and having a good time, but also to crush Siberian Bull 9.
All right.
Sorry, that caught me so off guard.
Let's hear it. All right. Well, so Arispici, you will be advancing to the brackets, I think, regardless, because you've raced everyone else at this point. Your next opponent will also be advancing to the brackets. How do you feel about your matchup against your next opponent, Siberian Bull 9, and what is the history there? Tell us a story.
Give us the lore.
So before the tournament began, I was the reigning defending Mega Man 2 Randomizer Intercontinental Champion for 799 days. One day off
Wow.
of 800, we had an event, the Dream Races, hosted by a friend of mine, General Andrews. It's a cool speed running event, but we went one-on-one. He challenged me, and he beat me 2-1.
Man,
I
that's a
had an
close
off
one.
game, but
Wow.
I haven't forgotten that day.
It's been etched
And I'm
into
gonna
your
tell you,
memory. Like this is your
I
origin.
I have been working on my consistency,
You
and
were forged by the Mega Man.
now me and Siberian Bull 9 are both undefeated in the tournament, and
Oh.
the next match is going to determine who continues to be undefeated.
This is the big tournament
And it-
arc. Let's go.
Yeah, and it is going to be me. Spoiler alert! Just like
Ha!
spoiled,
I love the confidence.
just like I spoiled the race, I'm spoiling this next one too.
Ooh, apparently
Well-
you're getting called out for tall tales here, but I'm not gonna get him. I'm not.
I look forward to daily trash talk between now and then. I believe, 1 week from tonight, same time? Yes?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll be there. I'll be doing commentary for that. And I should be joined by LV Creed unless anything changes, so we have that to look forward to. That will be the final race of the group stages for all groups, and that's scheduled for, again, 1 week from tonight, same time. And we got, all the other groups, we know who's going to be advancing to the brackets, but we just got a few other, loose ends to tie up, and Pride on the line for matphilly and White Monster.
Yep.
When's that one
Definitely.
taking place?
That's going to be Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay.
So that's
Nice.
like 4 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah.
Good luck to
that's-
both racers there. Give us your best shot, and let's have a nice, close and fun race, and do our best to show what we learned.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Like there's less weight on that one, and you can have a little bit more fun and enjoy yourself. So I'm looking forward to it. I haven't raced against White Monster, so I want to see what he's got, man. Bring it on.
Ooh, I love the energy. Yeah.
Let's bring it. All right.
Let's bring it.
Plan to look forward to in the coming week. Let's I'll one last time just make sure I've got it right. Just kind of go through the event schedule here before we have everyone go. All right, so 4 events. Right now, obviously, the next one. Oh, this coming Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So we have Gaming Wild Dad versus Sinister Sama finishing up their match, which is currently tied 1-1. They just got to do one more seed. And in that case, it is Pride on the line. But I believe, neither is advancing to the bracket, but we'll see who ends up in 3rd and who ends up in 4th. Then you got matphilly White Monster, 3 p.m. Eastern, Sunday, the next day. And also Pride on the line there. But it's really Pride on the line for everybody, because you got last match Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, Arispici versus Siberian Bull 9. Both of them advancing the brackets. I will see you all there. And let's all have a Royal Rumble of trash talk.
Yeah.
In closing, for me, I do want to say thanks again for the races tonight, matphilly. It's always a pleasure. Thank you, Tom and Cousin Catnip, for providing commentary, and everybody who is working behind the scenes to make this race possible. Also, thank you for Speedgaming for allowing us to do this crazy thing that we do.
Yes,
And
thanks so much,
Siberian-
Speedgaming.
Yeah, and Siberian Bull 9, I'm coming for you. And that title will be back where it rightfully belongs. Around my waist.
Yeah,
And it'll
I
be
mean,
so sweet carrying that in undefeated into the brackets.
I'm looking forward to seeing this.
All right, let's get it. Okay, guys.
And then,
Any,
I was gonna say, matphilly, any last things? Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Arispici basically echoed everything I was about to say. Other than that, I would just say, like, if you guys are watching, haven't checked out the randomizer, maybe you're a little intimidated because maybe you don't play Mega Man 2 that much, or maybe you think you're bad at it. I say jump in, have some fun, throw a couple of things at yourself, and challenge yourself, because honestly, it's super fun. Like, Mega Man 2 is one of my favorite games. That's what I grew up on. And I feel very good at the game normally, and I play the randomizer, and it shows me how bad I could be sometimes. But that's okay, because, like, that's the learning experience. That's how we get better at the game. And it's fun. The community is really cool. Everyone's really nice. You can come and ask questions. Do you have any, anything you want to learn, or, things like that. I mean, people have taught me so much stuff since I've been in the Discord, and I got to learn some cool zips and little things like that I never was doing before. And yeah, it's fun. Come hang out.
well said.
Fantastic.
Completely agree. All right, very well said, matphilly. Always glad to have you in the chat. Arispici,
Appreciate
matphilly, GG's to both. Thanks so much. Thanks,
GG,
Catnip,
guys.
for commentating with me tonight. I didn't have to do it by
Tom.
myself. And,
Yeah, no, I wanted to try it out, and I had a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I figured it was. I wasn't sure if it was like a long shot when I asked you or not, but I was really glad to see you so eagerly join me for this night. So it made it that much more fun. Thanks, LV Creed, for all the admin work behind the scenes. I know Charlie Boy was watching as well. Anyone else involved in the organization, helping make sure things run smooth. We're gonna sign off for right now. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you again for our next race.
Yeah.